Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Appalachian Prospecting. I'm your host, Prospector Wayne Thornton. Welcome back to our channel. Smash that like button for us, please. Like, share, subscribe. Hey, today I want to tell you about a little shift that I took with this little Hudson band mill. And I can't believe the difference. Now here is the difference, all right? These are carbide blades, okay? Yeah, you're going to get a little bit of kerf, but I mean, if you really look at it, what is it? You know, a 32nd of an inch. Anyways, these carbide tips on these blades are a game changer. It cuts way better. Now, this is a piece of ash. Right here, this is an ash log. There's one right there. I've been sawing up ash for a customer. Look at the job that it does. Okay? I mean, and look at the beautiful grain of this ash. All right, cutting beautiful boards, doing very well. One last thing on the mill, and then we're going to head right to the cabin build number 2. All right, I had to shim up this track back in the winter. I think we talked about this. All right, now what I noticed, especially when you're cutting hardwood, because hardwood kind of like gets a little bit more shaky on the machine. I noticed that my track is flexing back and forth. Okay. Easy peasy. I just got to put more shims underneath the track where I kind of left off this winter. Just got to shim it up so it stops moving. No big deal. No big deal. But trying to tell everybody, you know, just kind of keep an eye on dumb shit like that, because that's what really makes these mills go weird and wacky and people get mad about their lumber. The other thing that I wish that they did, which I'm going to make a plate with a hydraulic jack, and I'm going to put it right here, and I'm going to put a little cement pad underneath here probably this week. And then I'm going to put a bottle jack right underneath here, okay? And what that's going to do, there's going to be a plate welded to it, and I won't exceed the depth of this, okay? It won't exceed the depth of that, so it'll sit right down here. But here's the key. When people are sawing, you know, they do their first 2-3 boards and everything's nice and good and whatever, but as you start coming down here, all of a sudden you're going to notice that you've got 2 inches here, 2.5 down there. All right, so I don't know if Hudson makes them. I don't have any idea. I haven't even checked their website in a while. But the way I have this set up is I'm just going to put a piece of flat plate on that bottle jack, and I'll be able to jack this right up to be level. Now, I haven't even checked the levelness of this cant, but I will check it with the level. Look at that. I mean, that's almost perfect, guys. So everything you're going to cut all the way down here is going to be 2 inch, 2 inch, 2 inch. But I can guarantee you when you get down to your last cut, it's going to be 1.5 inches up there and 2 inches down here. And all you have to do is just jack this up to the level point. Because on some of the trees, it's like this, you know, you'll see the bubble will be off. So you got to jack it up so it goes level, and then you'll get your perfect cut, your last cut. So, I mean, I know there's a lot of people that come on here and say, oh, geez, you know, it's kind of a pain in the ass to get these things right. And it is. You're going to have to monkey with it. You got to play with this whole system. As you can see, I re-cribbed down here. And I do have a bottle jack there ready to go at any point that I need to jack this up. Okay? All right. So, enough with the mill. We're going to walk over. Oh, my God, this little thing's been a godsend. Thank you, Lord, for having this little machine, and thank you for my wife for telling me to get the damn cab. This is Roxy. This is our old Yanmar twin-cylinder 19 horsepower diesel. Careful. She's a little farm tractor. She got double PTO. We love her to death. All right. So the last video we talked about the cabin. The cabin was sitting right here. Okay. Well, we moved the cabin. We brought her off at an angle over here, because right behind there is where the pavilion's going to be for our little gold panning camp. So we moved the cabin. I've got it cockeyed so it's facing the southeast. The southwest, when all the foliage is on up here, it really blocks it in, so I just figured it'd be stupid to have it pointed to the southwest. We did install solar lights in them last night. Just want to show you something else cool that I did out in front of the camp. So I put a pond in. This is a little landscape pond. within all legal. I checked everything and make sure I wasn't doing something stupid, and I'm good because it's lined. Yeah, it's a pretty good sized pond. It's 25 feet this way. I kind of hourglassed it. And down here is the dam. So once I get the plastic up and over, I'll run it underground just a little ways, and then I got to put a little waterway in. And if you know my property, it drains that way. So everything goes that way. Because right there is the Pulteney River. And this is your geological essay for the day. Okay? What is that called? That is called a geological drumlin. Look that up, and please understand what they are. And if you ever need to know what faults and overthrusts and upthrusts and whatever you want to call it, come on over to the tectonics. You'll get a lesson in a hurry. Just about every rock in that river is full of quartz. The whole river is just loaded with quartz. Now we're about almost to the Middletown border, but there are spots up in Middletown where you can go. And then as you get down toward Pulteney, like midway, there's a couple swimming holes. You can go sniping down in there and stuff. There's other places to go than just the White River or Plymouth. But you know what? Yeah, you don't come out of there with a gram at a time, but you're not being bothered by landowners that are pissed that you're there or the A&R down your throat. So we live down here. That's Spruce Knob over there. That's 2,400 feet high. There's a drainage that comes down out of there, and there's a drainage that comes down over here. And that mountain way back there is Ira, okay, which is better known as the Herrick Mountain Chain. Okay, so in the way the bird flies, this is Spruce Knob. Bird Mountain is right here, looking right at it. And if I do remember correctly in my geology, Spruce Knob is part of the Bird Mountain conglomerate. But there is something interesting up there. There is an overthrust of the West Castleton schist. And that's interesting because that's the only schist in this whole mountain range that holds gold. But if you guys have listened before, you know it's tiny shit. And all the stuff that's really caught in the crevices and cracks. I'm telling you, you could have a ball crevicing over here in one day. I mean, I've done pretty damn well. I'm glad they're spraying us down like bugs today. But anyways, so we put the pond in. It's about 25 feet long this way, 17, 18 feet this way. It'll be lined. The water line, I shot a laser from here all the way up to there. The water line should be right about there, and I'm more than happy. And then I bought a fountain, a sprayer fountain for it. Okay, and this one's pretty cool. Just kind of show you what it looks like. It's got lights in it and all that horse shit. But I wanted it because a good movement in the pond stops all the shit from growing in there. I know you can hit it with chlorine and whatnot, but I can suck this pond dry so quickly and refill it because I have a couple shallow wells on the property. One of them's behind us, and the other one's our main one that we use for irrigation is up there. And a 100-foot hose, I can drain this and put fresh water in it anytime I want. So when people come over, I'm going to have a little deck. Oh yeah, that was the other thing I'm going to talk about is putting a little deck on right here. I'm going to put a little maybe a 4-foot deck on, just an open deck. And people can sit here and look at the mountains and look at the pond and come out back and find some gold. Wouldn't that be fun? So anyways, I haven't really done anything inside the cabin other than move it. I got to straighten up a couple joists, floor joists. I lost one right there when I was pulling it, but that's all good. Oh yeah, and that little hunk of shit Tonka toy that everybody likes picking on is the one that moved this cabin over here. So for all the skeptics out there, you should probably try one and not go into debt for 30 grand for a little tiny one and buy one for, 5 to 10 grand or whatever you choose. The problem is you have to understand how to fix these things because there's no technical data available for these. So your experience in hydraulics and setting shit up, I wouldn't just buy one of these and say, hey, I'm going to go start digging tomorrow because you're going to be sadly mistaken. Anyways, sawed up a few more pieces of spruce. They're going to go on the floor right here. Okay. I still have to do the rat proof and all that crap on the floor. That's a dreaded job. But anyways, once it's done, you ain't got to worry about it. So I did get these little solar lamps in the mail. They're actually pretty cool, but of course one come broken. But I did hook them in last night, and we will be using them. I had a rope light hooked up to them, and I had this whole thing lit up with rope light. It was kind of shabby looking, but it was kind of cool. Them over there, are the two windows. The bathroom window will be right here. And then the gazing window to over to Spruce Knob will be over here. Right here will be the little kitchenette. Like I said, the bathroom will be here. The bunks will be here on the side right here that can flip down. Boom. And I'll have a bunk on top that can flip down if you want it to. And then, of course, like I said, then your little sitting area or whatever over here. Because the bathroom is not going to come the full length. It's going to end about right here. So you're going to have all this area to either put a chair there or whatever. So like I said, it's a camp for two. But here's another thing, another announcement that actually I'm going to start an A-frame as well. And I'm not going to build it as big. And that can be for kids if they wanted to come. They can stay in their own A-frame without bothering mom and dad inside the main cabin. But anyways, that's down the road. I got some really good screen sand. I'm going to start lining the pond with sand. And then I have some clay that I'm going to pack it with. And what I've read is you don't put anything on these liners. And this is a good 30 millimeter pond liner. And it's that, I don't know what it's called, EDPF or whatever. I mean, it's rugged. This is good shit. Now, they do sell pond liners on eBay for like $60, $70. Well, them are for like the little tiny architectural ponds. But if you're going to have anything with any type of water, you really don't want to go below 20 millimeter. Because if you do, I mean, a rock, look at the Pulteney Riverbed here. Look at this. You know, I had to sift most of that, and I still have a little bit left to do. But once the sand's in and we pack it down, I think I will put a tarp underneath it. It says not to do it, but I'm going to put a tarp anyways, just on the flood base right here. Because even though you pack all them rocks in, you know, a couple frosts will push a few up. But you know what? For the cost of that liner, I mean, to reline this pond again, it wouldn't even be a big deal. So, hey, I hope everybody's enjoying the videos. I do have a water pump coming for that dredge that I showed in the last video, that little Keen dredge. Yeah, so that's going to be kind of cool. And I didn't go crazy because I talked to the old owner of it, and he said they used kind of too big of a pump, and it pushed the water out too fast. And another thing, when I get back to that dredge, I want to talk about something, how he had it set up. And I don't know if anybody's familiar with these out there in TV land. But I would really, really like to know the way that he's got it set up. I mean, it's going to work. I really get the whole theory. But I want people's input, which would be great. So like I said, I hope you guys are enjoying the films. We're going to be moving along to the cabin. Probably next time you come, I'm going to have the door on and have the roof shingled. And then close in the sides right here. And maybe, just maybe, this will be full of water with a sprayer going. So I'm glad everybody's enjoying my films. If you're not, move on. You can scroll right along. All I can say is like, share, and subscribe. We're going to keep doing them. And our new motto is, we do them like you like to watch them. So have a good afternoon, good evening, good weekend. Thanks, everybody. Northern Prospectors, Northern Appalachian Prospecting, out.